What a weird time we are living in with the drones that are supposedly unexplainable by the government. I don't think that the government doesn't know what's going on. I think that we have drones in the air and they're not telling us the reason why. Of course, there's all the rumors that they're looking for nuclear weapons or perhaps a dirty bomb or something that might have gotten into the port in New Jersey or somewhere thereabouts. But, you know, I understand the public outrage right now. There's no explanation given to us. We're supposed to be a democracy. You're supposed to have kind of an open book. But I think people also know that sometimes you shouldn't tell everybody what's going on. I think that's the case right now. I think it's silly that anybody might think that perhaps the government doesn't know what's going on because you're telling me that thousands of people on social media are posting this and the government just doesn't see it, doesn't know what it is, can't capture it or trap it, detect it, doesn't know what's going on. I call bullshit. Mystery drones over New Jersey and nearby states shut down Ohio Air Force Base for hours, updated. So I'm going to read some of this to you, and then we're going to talk about how to make money from it. Very quickly, the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, a base just miles from Dayton, Ohio, that houses technology and research facilities, closed its air operations for nearly 4 hours from Friday night into Saturday because of small unmanned aerial systems. Though the facility was not impacted, Bob Perdeman, the base's chief of public affairs, told multiple local outlets. This goes on and on. I'm not going to read all these because there's like 15 different bullets here, but Secretary of Homeland Security saying basically we're not sure. An unnamed FBI official said in a White House briefing, fewer than 100 of the agency's 5,000 tips on drone sightings have been worthy for further investigation. This is very vague. Still, the uptick in reported drone sightings has caused concern. Look, we've seen them on social media. Well, I don't understand why they're acting like, well, some of them are legit and some of them are not, and we're not sure. New York Governor Kathy Hochul said December 15th, federal officials are sending a drone detection system to her state. Oh, so we'll just send a drone detector. No big deal. It might be invaded in the next 24 hours. Doesn't sound realistic to me. Videos on X, okay, blah, blah, blah. Connecticut, so we're now talking about the senators and the mayor of Bellevue, New Jersey. All of this just says that we're not sure what it is and we're looking into it. So it seems like a bunch of bullshit to me. What's interesting is I bought some calls on a drone company on Thursday. I sold some puts, I bought some calls, I took bullish positions. Now, here's the front page, the logged out page of TrueMarketInsiders.io. Every day we post whatever is the #1 ranked sector out of 45 sectors. Sometimes it'll stay ranked #1 for a long time, so every time you go to that logged out page, you'll see it'll be ranked #1 right there. Semiconductor stocks have been up there, up in the top 4 or 5 rankings for a while now. Semiconductor stocks is the one that we see here, but when I sign in, let me sign in, and I'll go to the top 5, which is on my dashboard every day. I'll show you how I got to the drone sector. So it's not the drone sector, it's the computer sector, semiconductors, or software sector. Semiconductors, internet, 2 of the 4 subsectors of the technology sector. So technology in general is the major sector. Within that, there's 4 subsectors. Semiconductors and internet are 2 of them. We also have computers and software. Now let me just go right here. RCAT, Red Cat. So basically, software was in the top rankings. Now it's ranked down at 14, but it was in the top 4 or 5 rankings. So I clicked on the software sector. I looked at the software stocks. So you can see that these are duped for some reason today. I don't know what's going on with that. But Red Cat is the #2. It's the second one. I was looking at 7-1 algorithm. Basically, it's an algorithm that helps us find the strongest stocks in the group. And there's 620, well, there's really 310 software stocks. I don't know why it's duped up today. But Red Cat Holdings was one of them. So I looked into Red Cat. I looked at the chart. I saw that it bumped up on this big volume, came down nicely with nice matching declining volume. That's actually bullish. I mean, look, the thing went from 12.5 down to 7. A lot of people might consider that to be bearish, right? But it came down on very light volume. Look at how the volume matches what's happening in the price. And when it popped up on big volume. So right around here is kind of where the stock wants to be. But after I did that, this drone thing started going crazy. Let's pop back to Thinkorswim. All right, this is a nicer looking chart. It doesn't have all the data there. But yeah, you could see today, market opened and it popped. On Friday, a lot of volume came in. I'm going to zoom in just to this one part where it's got a lot of volume and it's starting to pop. This is Friday, and you see the increase in volume. It might not look that big compared to today's. Let me see if I can block today's volume out. So spike in volume right here, especially if you do this. It's a lot easier to see. Doing that. Nice big spike in volume there. And I'll show you the intraday chart too. Here's going to be a 5-day chart, intraday. And you can see, well, it's really hard to see the volume. I'm going to delete today's picture, and you can see how the volume comes in on Friday. All right, so Friday begins here, and you can see how there's that big spike in volume, and then the stock went from 7-something up to, for 710 up to about 840. And then today, of course, after all the drone sightings and the buzz in the drones, it's popping. Now, what you should know about Red Cat, first of all, full disclosure, I took more of a bullish position today. So I'm in it. Usually I don't like to, I wasn't going to do that. I was going to just trade it on Thursday and then talk to you about it afterwards. I saw it immediately. As soon as I saw it, I traded it. So that's it. Like I saw it, I had to do it immediately. So usually I'll tell you guys first. But in this case, I took a bullish position on it, and by selling the puts, and I figured by the time I make this video, it'll be a couple days later. It won't look like I'm trying to do some sort of weird pump and dump or something like that. And yet today, even though it popped, you know, they're announcing earnings. I don't usually like earnings plays. For those of you that do like earnings plays, this might be your cup of tea, because in earnings announcements, they discuss a lot. In earnings announcements, they not only talk about their financials, but they talk about the future outlooks. Someone's going to start asking them about these drones. What they do is I just told you that they're a drone company, and that's it. I forgot that I didn't even really tell you very much of what they did. All right, let me pull up Red Cat. So as you can see, let's do the overview, is basically a drone company, and they work with the government. Let me just go to the front page here. Let me just show you this. I'll come back to that. Provides software as a service, so it's a software company, member of the software sector. So we buy good stocks and good groups, which the software sector is the place to be. We then, knowing that, go to the strongest software stocks we could find, or whatever that group happens to be, and we buy the SHIT out of that stock. Provides software as a service that markets, designs, and develops solutions for the drone industry. All right, I'm going to click back over to that website and just want to read. Our mission is to provide critical situational awareness and enhance the effectiveness and safety of military and security operations domestically and globally. You can look into this on your own. I just want to show you what's important to me. Number of funds quarter by quarter. So you had 3 quarters of about the same number of funds in it. And then as of September, you see 24 funds. I'll bet the next time this is reported, so it'll be at the end of December, I'll bet you'll see a lot more funds in here. They're supposed to be profitable in 2026. If you look at their earnings and if you look at their sales, they have some pretty strong growth in both their earnings and their sales. Their sales first were down 18%. And then when you compare July 23 to July 22, sales are up 55%, just 1.8 million for that quarter. All right, so not a big company. October, so a quarter later, compared October 23 to October 22, you're comparing 3.9 million for that quarter versus 800,000 same quarter a year prior, 424% jump. January of 24 compared to January of 23, so you're basically comparing 5.9 million to 1.7, you got a 250% jump. April 24 to April 23, you got 6.3 versus 1.1. They're doing pretty well. And here's the estimates down here. They're going to get up to 4 million, 8 million, 13 million, and then 18 million for quarterly sales. And if you look at their earnings, their losses have been narrowing, and they expect them to gradually continue to narrow. Looks like a cool company to own just for the story. Look how it broke out of the all-time high back here. So it broke out on big volume as needed, pulled back. That's where we bought it. This is a weekly chart, so all these bars represent a week of data. I'll go a little bit more detailed with the daily chart here. Daily chart, all right, so looks like it wants to go. If you want earnings plays, this seems pretty cool. It's got a cool story. And here's the most important thing to me. Understand the mood of the market you're in, the tone, the sentiment, the phase that you're in. All right, I've been through many cycles. I've been doing this professionally since 1995. So here's what I know. Phase 2 happens after phase 1. All right, phase 4 happens after phase 3. It always goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't go to stage 2 of the market cycle and then jump to stage 4. You have to go stage 2 to 3 to 4. So the stage that we're in right now, we came out of the basing stage, the accumulation stage. We're in the advancing stage or the markup stage, and we're kind of still in the early stages of that. We don't have that excessive euphoria. We don't know all the dumb things that people do. Red Cat Holdings is a drone company. There's going to be some point in the future, and we haven't hit that point yet, where people go, what, drone? I'm buying it, and then it goes to 100. You know, it's at 10 right now. They don't think about the fundamentals. They don't think about the earnings. They don't think about the PE ratio. They don't look into the company at all. They don't care. All they know is they don't want to miss out on the next major explosive move higher. We haven't even reached that yet. So when you're buying positions right now, I mean, you could trade it if you want to, but if you buy and hold it, just know that at some point in the future, we're going to be in the next stage, and the next stage is going to be excessive euphoria, market madness, complete market mania, where people stop thinking about valuation, and all they're thinking about is not missing out on the next explosive winner higher. Red Cat Holdings looks like a stock that wants to go much, much higher from here. Sometimes you can just tell by looking at the chart. If you go back and you look at any other time the stock bumped up, even when it was trading below 1 and it got up to 165 here, you can see that was on big volume. You can see when it moves down, it's on light volume. That is what a stock looks like when it's being accumulated by institutions. And the institutions that are buying this are people who are talking with the company, meeting with the company directly all the time. More and more funds are getting into this. It moved above 5, so there's a lot of funds that are not allowed to buy stocks that are lower than 5. So when it moved above 5, suddenly you had more funds allowed to buy this stock. So that's one reason why you see more funds buying the stock. Also, if it moves above 10 and holds above 10 for a little while, then there's going to be other funds that are not allowed to buy stocks under 10 that are now allowed to buy this. So there's a lot of funds out there that might be looking at this stock and this company saying, man, love the stock, love the company, can't wait till it gets above 10 or before above 5 because I want to own this stock. They might see it at 1 and they're going to look, I can't buy it at 1. I'm going to miss the 5x. But when it gets to 5, I'm going to buy it. That's what this looks like to me. All right. And I'm, was on Wall Street for a very long time. And I saw this happening firsthand. I participated. I was, among the people that were doing it. So that's it. It's a little bit of a different episode today, but I hope you like it. And I'll see you on the next one. And also, let me think. I'm going to pop another video up here so you understand the importance of volume. Talk to you soon. This is Chris Rowe, True Market Insiders. Peace out.